What's up, everybody? Josh Engleman back with the process for Wednesday, June 8th, taking a look at the NBA today. We haven't analyzed any NBA contests yet. We've got game 3 coming up tonight, but we definitely need to talk a little bit about yesterday's baseball slate. First and foremost, like button. That is what we need here around these parts. You know I love the likes. Hit that thumbs up. It helps me out a ton. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Make sure you're signing up at PrizePicks, the presenting sponsor of this show. You can see the banners all over the place over here. Awesemo is the promo code AWESEMO. Get a $100 match bonus on that first deposit of up to $100. You cannot beat it. You can see it on the screen. Take advantage. Link in the description as well. But what we got going on here today is going to be NBA. We're going to talk about yesterday's MLB results quickly. So let's start with the recap. You know what? Let's start slightly different. We need to talk a little bit about tonight. I don't want to miss this. This is a great opportunity for a pluggy plug. Keep your eyes peeled to my Twitter, or keep your eyes peeled to the Awesemo Twitter or Lofty's Twitter, because tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern time, I believe, tip-off of Game 3 in the NBA Finals. Myself, Lofty, we're going live on playback, watching the game, chopping it up, maybe a cocktail or two, some wine, who knows. This is going to be a slightly different experience. You saw it. If you watched it for Game 1, you got Eric and Greg. They did a great job. It's going to be fun. We didn't do Game 2. I was on the mend for COVID. We're here for Game 3. Lofty and I have been planning this for months. It's happening tonight. You're watching the game along with us. The game will be on the screen in playback. All you have to do is authenticate with your cable provider. So if you have, say, Hulu, you sign in through Hulu, you get to see the game. We all see the game at the exact same time. We don't have to worry about people being in different spots, being ahead or behind. Playback handles all of it. And Lofty and I will just be floating heads on the screen, chopping it up, talking smack, doing all that good stuff. And tonight, we're going to determine once and for all the lip tattoo. What am I going to get tattooed in my lip because I lost that bet to Lofty back in February? So we're going to determine that tonight and hopefully pay that one off before this entire NBA playoffs ends. So make sure you're checking that out. Links have already been tweeted, or at least I tweeted out a link earlier. You'll see plenty of them coming from our Twitter accounts. Join in on the fun. Yesterday, didn't profit. No surprises there. I topped back up to 100, but we'll talk about it a little bit. I've got lineup study on FC pulled up right now with a couple friends of the program in here. Myself, got Eric Lindquist, I got Sean Zahn, I got Rinpack, I've got the boss man Alex Baker, and I've got Adam all listed. These were the entries into the 4-seamer. You guys remember from yesterday, we entered the 4-seamer and we entered the $1 max. But as you can see, that's too big. We'll go to here. As you can see, I was the best. Not a lot to take out of that. I still lost $28. Again, this is why it's so important to get a top 1% entry. I did not do that. You can see Sean and Rinpack both got into the top 200. Wasn't able to do that here, but we did get 8 cashing. That's not a good thing, in my opinion. But I just wanted to show this is hard. We don't profit all the time. You actually don't profit all that frequently. I can show you guys just quickly what my lineups were. I got 2 into the top 2,000. That's like a 90-something percentile lineup. Good, not great. I can't ask for much more. I was heavy on the Cubs. Had some heaviness to the Yankees. I only had one 5-man Orioles stack, which is sort of what we needed, but I didn't have the right pieces in that Orioles stack. 3, 7, 4, not getting it done here. Didn't exactly hit my one-offs either. I am happy with the way that I was exposed. Let's close this out. I've got everybody's exposures over here too. If I add the pitchers back, I did have 85% Justin Verlander in this contest. He went for 37 fantasy points, so I'm very happy there. On the other hand, I was pretty heavy on Carlos Rodon, and that did not go as well for me. Sean had him in everything. Eric had him in half of his lineups. Alex had him in 75%. Rinpak had a ton. Rodon didn't work out well, but no Verlander for Eric, Sean, Rinpak, Alex. Minimal amounts to Adam as well. This guy nailed it. And I'm only going to point out the things that make me look good on this stream because it's my stream. I don't have to do anything else. So we'll point those things out. Also very happy. I got 20 out of Alek Manoah. I ended up being neutral to the field there. Other guys that did well for me, at 25% Yu Darvish at 7% ownership. I'm pretty happy that worked out. Sean nailed the Kyle Wright play. So while he didn't have Verlander, he did have Wright. Obviously, Verlander the better option, but Wright no slouch either. So ultimately, an unsuccessful day, but I had some of the pieces. I wanted to show the teams that I had quickly. So highest exposed, the chalkiest two teams were Atlanta and Toronto yesterday. I had some, but not a lot. My biggest exposed team, that's what I'm highlighting right now, that would have been the Cubs. They were just very easy for me to get to, so I was heavy on the Cubs. That did not work out. Second biggest exposed team was the Dodgers. That one was even worse. The teams you needed, the Yankees, absolutely smashed. You got 25 out of Judge, LeMahieu, Rizzo, Stanton, Hicks, Gallo, all in double digits. I didn't have the pieces that I needed. I had more of the bottom of the Yankees here. Kudos to Lindquist for hitting the 25 on Aaron Judge. And then Baltimore was the sneaky five-man that was going to be necessary. I was light. The public was light. Sean got up to 65% aggregate, so that was pretty good, but I just didn't have the pieces. And even still, the guys that I did have in Baltimore were not the guys that went crazy. Mateo had 18. Urias had 18 as well. I didn't have these guys, so didn't have the bats that I needed. Felt pretty good about the arms. We'll see if we can change that up in the future. Kudos to IH Brown 3. Got 4 lineups into the top 1%. You can't really be mad about that one. Ended up finishing 6th, 11th. So pretty darn good there. Didn't recognize too many names in the guys that had one in the top 1%. Ricky D, obviously a pro. So shouts to Ricky D for getting into the top 1%. But I don't recognize most of the names that ended up showing up in this top 1%. So if you see yourself, pat yourself on the back. Otherwise, it was just a lot of individual single bullets. Not a ton going on here. We got Rinpak made his way in with one. I don't want to not point that out. So he was able to cross that threshold, got what he needed. But that's where we're at. Another losing day, and we won't like worry too much about what it looks like on a day-to-day basis. Probably like every week or so, I'll add up what we did for the previous week and show it, and we'll check out the stats and everything. But it's not going to really get us anywhere if we're doing it on a daily basis. But that's where we were. That was yesterday. I topped back up. I think I lost like $30 in the aggregate. So this would have been a $28 loss. I think I lost like another 10 or so in the $1. So left us down again. We topped back up, and now we're going NBA Game 3 of the finals. And I've evaluated a lot of these contests. Some of them are fantastic. There are also not contests I'm going to be able to get in. So the Excellent Eight. Now, this is an interesting way to look at this stuff because here are the top 3 contests that are going tonight. Technically speaking, top 4, I guess. Excellent Eights pays out the most amount of money to the top 1% of finishers. 47%, in fact. But it's going to cost you $1,200 to max this contest. And that covers 2.5% of all of the entries, which means think about the amount of pros that enter the Excellent Eights. This contest is as hard as it gets because you're hitting 2.5%. That means that Alex has 2.5%. Adam has 2.5%. Rinpak. I'm not even mentioning all of the pros that exist outside of the Awesemo bubble, the bricks of the world, your Chipotles, your McLovins, all of that stuff. They are biting out 2.5% if they're in this. Very, very difficult. They're paying out to the top, which is great. Degree of difficulty, much, much higher. No difference really here for the jab step. It's $6 to get in. That's $900 to max it. It's a smaller section of the prize pool, 1.5%. So it's going to be a slightly easier contest in the aggregate, but still very difficult. Then you get to the final shoot around, the quote unquote main event of what we've got going today. $25 to get in, $37.50 to max this contest. Now, you're not getting a big sliver of here. This is a 0.26%. It's going to be slightly softer. It's paying out 45% to first. In theory, this is the best contest that you can get into. Mildly reduced rake. You lose that extra 0.9%. And it's going to pay out a ton. And you're going to be able to, 45% of the prize pool is going to that top 1%. But it is costly. You're going to bleed this one out if you're not getting up there. $37.50 to get in it. It's tough. And I don't want to put a single bullet into this one. So we finally get to a contest I can enter. For sure, this is going to be one that's happening. It's the $4 foreplay. Close to 45,000 entries. It's a 20 max. So we're going to be in for $80. To max this contest, think about the difference right here. 0.04% is what you're blocking off by maxing the 4-point play. You don't really have to worry about strength here. There's going to be everybody in this contest. There's going to be a lot of soft money. I want to get in the 4-point play. Right out of the gate, this is going to be the first one. It's $80 to max it. So we're blocking off 20 entries right away. 41% of the prize pool is being paid out to the top 1%. That looks really good to me. I think very clearly that's the direction we want to go. We get another 150 max, the zone, $5 to get in. Got to dodge that one. The pull-up jumper, $10 to get in, 150 max, 1,500 to get in. We're not getting to either of those. The sharpshooter, really nice contest. It's a step behind the 4-point play for sure. Nothing too crazy, but it's $60 to max it. That's going to be outside our wheelhouse. If you've got a little bit more, I would play another 20 here. If you've got $140 to play today, that would be a spot that I would want to go, because I think this is it's the next best 20 max contest. What we are going to get in, and I should probably just highlight this. I think that'll make this look a little bit better. Yeah, that'll be perfect. So we're in for the 4-point play. We're also going to be in for the hot shot. This is a $3 3 max contest. It's 15K prize pool, $9 to max this bad boy. You're getting a very small percentage of the pool, so you're not really worried about the strength of the contest. I actually don't think, because of the prize pool, I don't even think the pros can get in this contest. So it's even stronger than it seems. You're getting 35% back, so that's going to give me $89. We're getting dangerously close now. Look how much this falls off. In baseball, you got down in some of these into the low, 20-something percents. You get the one, the $1 20 max pays out 22% to the top 1%. I want no part of that contest. To me, absolutely terrible. Don't want to get into it. We're not going to be getting into the mini max, which also looks good. I'm trying to stay into this north of 30% range. And if we want to do that, we got a couple options. So I got $89 here. I think what I'm going to do, I've got one of two things. I can do two separate lineups here, both high fives, and I think that's probably the best bet. I enter both of those high fives. That takes me to $99. We have a dollar left over. We just say, screw it. We're down that. Or I can take the pick and roll. I add another dollar. We go 101. I don't think that's all that necessary. So what we're going to do is enter both high fives. They're not the best contests in the world. You can see it's a very distinct difference between the payout to the 1%ers at the top here and the payout in these two high fives. It's significantly worse, but still, they're softer. There's not going to be a ton of duplication. So you might be able to pay out a little bit more, winning the high five with a single bullet that isn't duped might not be all that difficult. So this is going to be the pack of contests we have today. $80 here, 9 here, another 10, $99. Let's go ahead and get in the 4-point play, the hot shot, and the high five. And again, if you're playing more money, the final shoot around is a great contest. Be aware of how aggressively difficult the excellent 8s are. You can find better spots, in my opinion. There's something out there for you. But think about it like this. you can get in the zone, which is basically the same amount paid out to the top 1%. It's basically the same amount of you crossing off those entries. The Excellent Eights is just a better contest. It's just going to be heavier competition. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the 4-point play. We'll put in our placeholder lineup. Let's actually build this placeholder lineup. I'm going to go to Draymond Green, captain, Jaylen Brown, Klay Thompson, Robert Williams. Let's see, I got 8,350 remaining for both guys. We'll go Grant Williams and Tatum. That'll work. Grant Williams and Tatum. I don't care what this placeholder is. It's not holding. That is the placeholder now for the NBA for today. We'll be back to baseball again tomorrow, but I want you guys to make sure we see these entries, and we'll be tracking these while we watch live on playback tonight, so make sure you're watching that. So we get 19 more entries into the 4-point play. We need the hot shot and the 2 high fives. So hot shot here, 3 max, high five, 20K guaranteed, high five, 15K guaranteed, $95 total. We got 96 left, $1 we'll save on the back burner. But that's where we're at, folks. We've evaluated yesterday's MLB results, top of the Awesemo boards. If I missed somebody here, let me know. Or if you do well, make sure you're letting me know in the comment section. That would help out a ton too. And make sure you're hitting that like button. This was me doing the contenders video. Spoiler alert, you guys can see behind the wall what that looks like. That's where we're at, guys. Another process in the books. Again, it's baseball tomorrow, and we're back with basketball again on Friday. I probably should have did a PGA event, but there's so much going on with these NBA games this week that we're gonna kick PGA to next week since we've got a major coming. But thank you guys for being here. I love this show. Great response so far. Again, comment if there's things you guys want to see, let me know in the comment section. It helps. Or, tweet at me at Josh Engleman. Shout out to PrizePicks. Shout out to Playback. Shout out to Awesemo. Shout out to everybody. Like button, subscribe, notification bell. We're out of here. I'll see you guys tomorrow.